The Ukrainian Air Force conducted a precision bombing strike on a group of Russian infantry, which consisted of 10 soldiers. The reconnaissance drone detected the movement of Russian infantry and transmitted the targeting data for a strike with 2 French AASM hammer bombs. The Russian military sought shelter in a tunnel under the highway, but the bombs hit one of the entrances, depriving the enemy of any chance of survival. According to the War Archive, the strike was carried out in the village of Oleshki in the temporarily occupied territory of the Kherson region. As a reminder, MiG-29 and Su-27 fighters and Su-25 jet aircraft are AASM carriers. On January 29th, it was reported that the artillery of the Ukrainian Defense Forces hit a concrete fortification of the Russian invasion forces in the Kherson region using an M712 Copperhead-guided projectile. The War Archive project detailed that the damaged fortification was located in the village of Hola Pristan, in the temporarily occupied part of the Kherson region. Ukrainian fighters of the 82nd Separate Airborne Assault Bukovinian Brigade in Kursk once again demonstrated their professionalism. They first destroyed Russian military equipment and then took on the infantry. The enemy tried to hide, but the Ukrainian fighters tracked them down and eliminated them. The ongoing Ukrainian pressure on Kursk has forced Russia to relocate additional troops and air defenses, stretching its already strained resources. This disruption not only weakens Russia's frontline positions, but also raises concerns among military planners about Ukraine's increasing ability to strike deep inside Russian territory. As Ukraine continues to refine its precision strike capabilities, Russian and North Korean losses in Kursk are likely to grow, further complicating Moscow's war efforts. Russians shot down their own Elron-3 reconnaissance drone and painted a Ukrainian flag on it in an attempt to receive awards instead of reprimands. But that wasn't enough for them, so they also added a Balkenkreuz, the symbol used by the Wehrmacht and Luftwaffe on various military equipment. Nothing about their actions suggested a sophisticated information psychological operation, except for the Russian language markings on the wing, which they couldn't be bothered to cover up.
Here, well, was she literally with the cross? Yes. Friends, this video, you see the location of the city regiment. In fact, here is Mikhail Olegovich. This is the regimental commander, but I just want to emphasize the attention, meaning this is a shot down Uka drone. And there's the little flag, so to speak. There's the auto block there. But guys, honestly, every time I am amazed, right? Mikhail Olegovich. Well, and these ones, they are just, if they are fascists, then they are fascists. Well, just like it's nothing. Oh, they turned your brain upside down, broke your mind.
Russian body armor, a ticket for hell. Recent reports indicate that Russian soldiers are receiving faulty body armor, raising concerns about widespread corruption and poor logistics within the Russian military. Ukrainian intelligence and Russian sources have revealed that many of the so-called bulletproof vests issued to troops contain low-quality materials, with some even lacking protective plates altogether. In multiple cases, soldiers have been issued vests filled with plastic or compressed cardboard instead of proper ballistic inserts, offering little to no protection on the battlefield. This issue appears to stem from corruption among Russian defense contractors, where funds allocated for military gear have been siphoned off, leaving soldiers with substandard equipment. Even when genuine armored plates are included, many are outdated or brittle, shattering upon impact rather than absorbing the force of a bullet. Russian troops have complained about these deficiencies, but with the high casualty rate in Ukraine, they are often forced to use whatever is available. Ukrainian defense forces restored control in 2 areas of the Pokrovsk sector, analysts with the Deep State Project said on February 10. According to their report, servicemen of the 68th Separate Chasseurs Brigade successfully and courageously pushed the enemy back from part of the Dechensky settlement. Deep State also reported that Ukrainian defense forces cleared the industrial zone in Vodyandru, where Russian troops had briefly gained a foothold. However, analysts noted that Russian forces are continuing assault operations in the area. On the downside, the enemy is gaining ground at the intersection of the Pokrovsk-Kostyantinivka highway near Malinivka. The situation is still being clarified, Deep State concluded. The Defense Intelligence of Ukraine has released another intense combat footage showcasing successful operations of its special forces on the front line. Over the past week, Ukrainian operators have inflicted heavy losses on Russian forces, striking key enemy assets and personnel. According to the latest report, Ukrainian special forces destroyed or damaged 46 enemy transport vehicles, 3 armored vehicles, 4 artillery systems, and 4 electronic warfare reconnaissance assets. Additionally, Ukrainian defenders eliminated 8 strike UAVs and 4 reconnaissance drones of the occupiers, further weakening Russian aerial reconnaissance and strike capabilities. The destruction extended to Russian fortifications, with more than 70 engineering and defensive structures rendered useless. The operations also resulted in 42 irrecoverable and sanitary losses among Russian personnel, adding to the mounting casualties of the invading forces. President Macron urged President Trump to concentrate on Ukraine rather than threaten Europe with tariffs.
I think it's not the top priority in the current environment, given all the challenges we have. We have to fix Ukraine, we have the situation in the Middle East, we have this competition between US and China, and we have all this innovation from AI to clean tech as well to deliver. Honestly, I don't think it should be the top priority. Nevertheless, what is the concern of President Trump? And you know that we have a very good relation and we speak very regularly. He says, I'm not happy with the situation with Europe because I have a trade deficit. When you look at the situation, my first question to the US, is the European Union your first problem? No, I don't think so. Your first problem is China. So you should focus on the first problem. Second, Europe is an ally for you. If you want Europe to be engaged on this more investment and security and defense, if you want Europe to develop, which is, I think, the interest of the US, you should not hurt the European economies by threatening it with tariffs.
A company from the Rostec Corporation has signed contracts for the purchase of American and German equipment worth 720 million rubles to expand the production of electronic warfare. The Agents TVO publication reported on this, citing its own investigation. In December, the Kaluga Research Institute of Radio Engineering, which produces systems for aircraft of the Sukhoi Design Bureau, signed contracts for 720 million rubles to import equipment from the German company Rohde & Schwarz and the American company Keysight. The institute was subjected to US sanctions in 2019 and EU sanctions in 2024, so it uses a gasket importer, Gradient, with which it has signed all contracts. The company is supposed to deliver the equipment by the end of 2025. According to the public procurement website, deliveries are already underway. According to the acceptance certificates, Gradient handed over an SMA 100B analog signal generator worth almost 13 million rubles to the institute at the end of December 2024. In January, investigative journalists exposed 9 companies from the Czech Republic, Poland, and Switzerland that had supplied sanctioned industrial equipment to Russia.